What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played, Man City in the Carabao Cup in the first leg, guys. And no messing about, let's just get straight into today's video. So we made 8 changes from the last game against Colchester United, talking about the starting 11. So we started with De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Jones, Williams, Pereira, Fred, James, Lingard, Rashford and Greenwood. Overall reaction: dreadful, disappointing, awful. That wasn't even a derby. Enough is enough now, not good enough, it's a loss. Can United pull off a 2-goal deficit? Let's just get straight into today's video. What did I make of the performance? The performance overall in a whole, not good enough for me. I think the game itself was just not good enough from the players especially. I think everyone would have been thinking, after all that build-up United have done, playing all these easy teams, Colchesters and Rochdales and all them lot. We had it easy coming into this game. Everyone was feeling hyped up. You just would have been thinking, right, hope the players turn up, put on a bit of fight, passion, pride. We got absolutely spanked 3-1, and it's not good enough from these players, because you would have thought the players would have had a little bit of fight in them in the first half at least, but overall it wasn't good enough from the players. It wasn't even a derby. In a derby, when it's one-sided, it's not fun to watch, because that team is just absolutely spanking the other team. They've got more control in that game as well, and they've been more dominant as well, the more dominant side really. It wasn't a derby. We were just not good enough. We couldn't match them whatsoever. I think the team selection wise, not the best. I think too many changes from against Colchester. Didn't need to do all those dramatic changes, to be fair. So I think the team selection was all wrong. Not all of it was wrong, some of it was wrong. You don't want to be changing it a lot around, and when you change it around a lot, some of these players don't get to play with each other. They're not in that same environment playing together. When they don't play together and it's the first time playing together, it's going to take a little bit of time for these players to get together, feel like they're playing out there on the pitch. And it's a derby, and in derbies you have to fight from minute 1 to minute 90. And if you make stupid errors or mistakes, they'll just capitalise on it. And that's what happened a couple of times in this game as well, because, for example, Pereira made a mistake. Instead of just clearing it, he put it in his own goal. He couldn't really do much about it, really. The performance overall on a whole was not good enough from the players. There was just no hunger, just no character, just no desire, just no fight, no passion, no pride. We just really struggled. It's just not good enough overall. The first half wasn't good enough whatsoever. I thought the first 5 minutes, I thought we did all right, to be fair. I thought we controlled it. We started quick. I don't think we played with a lot of energy. We managed to put them on the back foot. Maybe have 1 or 2 chances early in the game. We were still finding our feet, trying to get the breakthrough. We did all right in the first 5 minutes, but then after the first 5 minutes, they just tore us apart. The defending was just comical. We were not good enough in the defence. We're playing bloody Phil Jones and Lindelof together. They can't play together. The reason why I played them was because Maguire was injured for this one. They just tore us apart in that first half. We were not good enough. I pretty much just don't have any words to describe that first half, because literally, I wasted my time watching that game. I literally knew straight away if they were running away with it, I was going to just go back to bed anyway. The game was on late, and I'm not in the mood of these games being on late when one team is just on top, and there's no point of wasting your time really. It's on late. These players do not think of other time zones. People who, like me, are trying to watch these games at ridiculous times, and these players just don't seem to turn up for these big games. Yes, we might have beaten City at the Etihad. I mean, completely different team, completely different lineup, completely team selection. First half performance wasn't good enough whatsoever. They just tore us apart. Defensively, we were just dreadful. Midfield-wise, we were not good enough. Just no creativity. Attack-wise, there was just no final third. We couldn't get going whatsoever. I don't think we were good enough in the attack. No end product. They were just all around us. And I mean, City prepared for us. And you know how long they spent on their tactics? For this game, City only spent 15 minutes on their tactics. That was it. 15 minutes and the tactics were done for them. We probably spent over an hour probably doing our tactics on City. First half, tactically, we were a mess. We were not good enough. Second half, I didn't really watch the second half, and I heard from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer we played better. We might have played better. Did we improve? I watched the highlights. Probably a little bit, not too much really, because still City had those great opportunities on goal, those great chances, and yet City couldn't take them. I thought we were okay in the second half, probably not the best, not the worst performance. It's not a great performance at the end of the day. Second half, did we improve? A little bit, not too much, but managed to get the goal. That's a positive. Rashford continues his good form. Second half, we were not the best, but we tried to make something happen, tried to get some opportunities on goal, tried to create chances and tried to get something out of the game and tried to at least get a goal back, make sure we don't have a lot of work to do at the Etihad. We'll have to see. Performance overall wasn't good enough from the players, wasn't good enough, wasn't even a derby. Enough is enough now. Have to start really looking at ourselves, and the players need to look at themselves in the mirror and they need a reality check. It's not good enough from the players, we're just not good enough overall. We've got to push on now, look forward and let's see what the second leg can hold as well. Why do we play so poor? The team selection was wrong. I mean, not all of it, but some of it was wrong. Obviously, he had to play Phil Jones because of Maguire being injured. We didn't have another fit centre-back. The only option that we could have was Phil Jones at the end of the day. And the defence was poor, obviously. The midfield wasn't good enough in the first half. There was no creativity at all. In the attack wise, I mean, in the first half we weren't good enough, but in the second half a little bit better here and there. But also it wasn't only just down to that, it was also because there was just no fight, no passion, no hunger, no character, no desire. There was just no pride, no passion, just not playing for the club, just not playing for the badge. We just struggled in this game whatsoever. In games like City's, your Liverpool's, your Leicester's and your Chelsea's and your Tottenham's, you have to turn up for them. They're big games. You've got to turn up for them, and if you don't turn up for them, then you might as well be at home, but it's just not good enough. Is it not a worry when we come off and see our experienced players, our De Gea's, Phil Jones, Jesse Lingard's, have underperformed yet again, but Williams, Greenwood and Gomez are almost flying the flag for us? To be fair, it's embarrassing because the last couple of games we've seen our experienced players play so poorly, so badly. We've thrown out up-and-coming youth that are absolutely just playing miles better than our experienced players. You might as well just throw in the young players than our experienced players. If these experienced players cannot perform, you might as well just say, get in the bin, because you can't perform well. It's embarrassing because you've got these youth players, up-and-coming youth players coming up through the ranks, and they're working the absolute arses off. Williams has gained himself in that left-back position. He's earned himself a start as well. He's worked his absolute socks off for that. And he's proven to those experienced players like the De Gea's, the Phil Joneses, the Maguires, to say that I am the one, you must start me. These experienced players are just not turning up. Like again, if these experienced don't want to turn up, you might as well be at home. If you can't perform and you can't turn up for a big occasion like City, what you're doing at this club, you're either staying or you're going. You might as well be at home if you're not going to perform. If you're not going to perform, stay at home. All these up-and-coming youth players will be just thinking, what am I doing surrounded by all these experienced players when they're not turning up? They'll be confused. They'll be embarrassed to say like, oh yeah, I'm the one that's turning up and all the other bunch are not turning up. It's embarrassing, to be fair. And I mean, Ollie needs to sort that out now. He needs to get these experienced players playing up there at the potential best, and we need to get everything out of these players. You've got to see the best out of the players. You've got to see the skill, the passion out of your players. The players have got to go out there and they've got to give it everything. Playing for a club, you're playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world. When you put on that shirt and that badge, it should mean something. You should go out there, you should fight from minute 1 to minute 90, and you should just play by the referee. You just got to show your hunger, your passion, your pride, the character, the desire, absolutely everything. You've got to show what you're good at, and if you don't show that on the day, you're just going to get substituted or you're just going to be at home really. So it's not good enough from these players. Who stood out in the game? Not many players stood out in this game because it was a shocking performance. I think only a few stood out. I think Wan-Bissaka stood out, Fred stood out. Maybe when Matic came on, he probably controlled the game a little bit more for us in the second half, but it's tough because not many of our players really turned up and not many of them really stood out in the game. And when you lose a game like this, it's a struggle to find who your best players stood out really. It's a struggle at the end of the day. Can United pull off a 2-goal deficit? I mean, we've done it before at PSG, but I mean, you've got to look on the bright side. You know, it's 3-1 to City at the minute on aggregate. Can we score 2 goals and get a clean sheet at the Etihad? Can we go through? That's the big question. That is massive, to be fair. If we can do that, I'll be amazed. I can't really see it happening. Everyone can see out there now. We just got to put all of our eggs in one basket and go for the Europa League and the FA Cup really. Top 4, It's there. You know, you never know in the top 4 race. I think we're going to put all of our eggs in one basket and just go for the FA Cup and for the Europa League. I mean, it's still there. We're still in the cup. We're not far behind, but we have to score 2 goals and get a clean sheet, really, to go through, because we need to score 2 goals. I'll be amazed, I'll be shocked, but if we can do that, that'll be great. That'll be fantastic. But if we don't, I can't really see it happening because of the way how City played in that first leg, really. It'd be good if we can, but we just got to show more fight, more passion, more pride. Got to show that hunger and that character and the desire in the team that we want to win this more than them. If we want to win it more than them, go out there. You got to do what you got to do. I'd be amazed if we pull off the 2-goal deficit, but it's a big ask though. Can we do it though? That's the big question though. How do we beat Man City in the second leg? Now, the only way we're going to beat them in the second leg is by, I said this in my last video, and the players didn't do it. The only way we're going to beat Man City in the second leg is what exactly we did at the Etihad in the Premier League. We had a quick start, we had a fast start, we were bright, we were sharp. When they were on the attack, we defended really well, we kept our shape, we were organised at the back. We just played with lots of energy, we played with a lot of aggression. We were the team that wanted it more, we created more chances on goal, we scored on our chances as well. And you need the best out of your players as well. And that's why you're looking to your players and thinking, you've got to turn up. But it's not only just that, it's also the way how the players approach this game, the way how the players prepare for this game, mentally, physically as well. I think it's all about, you know, they've got to prepare well as well. Start improving a little bit more now. If they want this more than City, they've got to go out there and they've got to absolutely show everything that if they want to win it, at the end of the day, we're going away from home and we've got nothing to lose. City, on the other hand, they'll just want to get a goal or two just to sort of defend it and just see us out, really. But that's all they'll want to do. But we go in there with nothing to lose. We've got to absolutely show everything. If we don't show that passion, that hunger, that pride, that character, and if there's no desire in that team to go out and win, it's finished for us in the Carabao Cup. The only way we're going to beat City is if we have a quick and bright start to the game. The movement's got to be spot on. I mean, defensively, we're going to be awake. We cannot make stupid mistakes and let them capitalise and let them score on it. We cannot afford to do that. When they're on the attack, we must defend properly. We've got to keep our shape. We've got to get men behind the ball. We've got to be organised at all times. In the midfield, all about whoever starts in that number 10 role is the one that's doing the creativity for us. And it's all about getting the right pattern and the right triangles. We've got to show that intensity, the tempo. We've got to see that in the transition from defence to attack. That's got to be quick. Everything all round in the team has got to be there on the day. And if we don't turn up for a big occasion like this against Man City, we're fucked. And if we don't turn up, then it's finished. Carabao's finished for us. First goal, the City player loses the ball. Gomez does well to put the pressure on. Gomez gets the pass off to Greenwood. Greenwood runs, sees Rashford in space. Greenwood passed it to Rashford and Rashford slots it in for 3-1. Getting into the stats now, not all the stats are there in the Carabao Cup. So the possession was for Manchester United was 43% and for Man City it was 57%. Goals wise for Manchester United it was 1 and for Man City it was 3. Total shots for Man United it was 8 and Man City had 15. Shots on target for Man United we had 3, not even halfway. Shots on target for Man City was 5, so that's not even halfway as well for Man City, so that's going to be disappointing for them as well. Total passes for Man United it was 520 passes and for Man City it was 680 passes, outpassed us. Pass accuracy for Man United it was 85% and for Man City it was 89%. Getting into the substitutions now, Lingard went off and Matic. Talk about Lingard's performance. An improbable starter on current form and the game passed him by. Some sections of the crowd turned on him and there were some cheers when he was substituted at half time. James went off for Gomez. Talk about Dan's performance. Looked jaded in recent weeks and looks so again. Never got into the game and seems to be lacking in confidence. Greenwood went off for Martial. Talk about Greenwood's performance. Spurred a decent opening at 2-0 that could have got United back into the game. That was a rare night where he was a boy against men, but still assisted Rashford. Onwards and upwards, City next in the second leg. Like I said, the thing is with City, City all just want to get a goal or two on us, and if they can get a clean sheet on us, they'll be happily through. But United have got a lot of groundwork to do. We've got a lot of work. We've got to run our absolute socks off against Man City. If we want this more, we've got to show who we are. We've got to come out quick, have a bright and quick start. The movement's got to be there. We've got to defend when they're on the attack. We've got to defend properly this time. We cannot afford to give away stupid mistakes. Cannot afford to give away possession stupidly. We've got to stick as a team. We've got to play how Ollie wants to play. The transition's got to be quick. whoever starts in that number 10 role is going to be doing that creativity for us. It's all about who wants this more, who's taking it more seriously, and whoever's taking it more seriously will win this game. I'll be amazed if United can turn around a 2-goal deficit. Can we do it though? That's the big question though. It's going to be tough against Man City. They'll give it everything themselves. They'll be pushing us to our limits, and we've got to take the game to them. We've got to at least match them, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. It's a big ask for United to win. We'll have to see what happens. If we're out, we're out. We just got to put our eggs in one basket and just go for the FA Cup and the Europa League. That's the only thing that we've got our hopes up for, really, to get a trophy. If we're out of that, we've got to look forward to the FA Cup and the Europa League, really. Man City have been scoring 3 goals per game, and Man City have been only conceding less than a goal, which is 0.8. So they've not been really conceding a goal yet in a game. In all these years, United and City have played each other. United have never played in a League Cup at the Etihad. Can we get one on them? That's the big question. The last time I lost at the Etihad in the League Cup was on Tuesday the 19th of January 2010, and it ended 2-1 to City 10 years ago. Ollie needs to pick the right team. He needs to put the players in the right positions. He needs to balance the team out right. The structure in the team needs to be right. We need the depth in the team, and he needs to select the right formation for the game. And also, the players to look out for is Walker, Gundogan, Rodri, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, David Silva, Foden, Sterling, Jesus, Aguero and Mahrez. Hope you guys have enjoyed another video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new. See you guys in a video in the next couple of days, and peace.